Welcome back, my fellow duplicants. Today, in Oxygen Not Included, we're going to be producing more oxygen. So, what we're going to be doing here today is we're going to be building a self-powering electrolyzer system, as we've seen right here in this video that I did free oxygen from sour gas. And we'll be using the inline gas filtering method that also comes from a video, 3 ways to filter gas. So I believe I'll be building that right over in this area. The reason I want to build it over here is because, well, I've got a steam vent right there, which is going to have water out. I've also got a little water from the natural gas geyser once we've processed that down. And there's a cool steam vent over there, and we have hydrogen right up top. So if I kind of put this thing right in the middle, then I should be able to get to everywhere I need to go with that thing. Not to mention, there's a good chance I'm going to do plastic production pretty close to this thing as well. Because I have crude oil down here that I could suck up and turn into plastic, which would be a good way to kind of get rid of some of this crude oil and turn it into something useful. So, right here is where I'm going to be building that. Alright, as for the size of how big I want to build this thing, I kind of want to size it for 5 kilograms a second. The reason I want to do 5 kilograms a second is that just gives me a good way to get rid of a lot of water if I need to. Not to mention, that'll give me more than enough oxygen for my colony, and if I want to do liquid oxygen here in the future, then I'll have a way to produce a lot of oxygen. So let's just take a look at what this will look like if I put everything I need right here. So on the top, at the top of this, I'm just going to go ahead and put a gas pump. This will just be made out of gold amalgam, everything inside of here. And then below that, I'm going to use my gas pipe element sensor. So I wanted to detect everything that's coming out of this pump. And if I detect that that is the right type of gas, then I want to kick it out. So let's say if I do this number, how does that make the gas pipe look? So if the gas comes down here, it's going to be a mix between oxygen and hydrogen. If it's hydrogen, then I'll kick it out over here. If it's oxygen, then it sticks around and I probably convey it somewhere else. Okay, so that doesn't work because I'd have to put another pipe right there. So while you've seen me make this thing quite a few times, this one's probably going to be one of the bigger arrangements. So therefore I'm trying something just a little bit different here just to see how it'll work. And the thing that makes this one a little bit tricky here is trying to figure out just how I want to arrange the equipment. Because up top we have a lot of different pipes that we're going to need to, detect what gas is coming out where and figure out what all I want to do with it. So if I rotate this like that, okay, then that's going to separate all of these gases here into oxygen and hydrogen. So hydrogen will be on the green, oxygen will flow past the white. And then right down here is where I'd place all of my electrolyzers. 1, 2. Now each one of those consumes at a rate of 1 kilogram a second, so that's how I got 5 kilograms of water being consumed. Now, 89% of that turns into oxygen, the other 11% turns into hydrogen, and that's why it can be self-powering. So below this, I'm just going to go ahead and build the airflow tiles. That way it has a foundation. Then again, just to deal with all of the oxygen that I have down here, I'll enable all of that. Now if I get real tricky with this, what I might be able to do is use the Atmos sensor and place it right here, and then be able to scale the production based on how many electrolyzers I need to run in order to supply the oxygen. Now I don't know if that's going to work, but I'll try it. Oops, and one thing I wanted to do down here is before I get to these pumps, what I want to do is have the ability to cool it down. So I'm going to go ahead and create a little bit of a liquid loop right here, just like that. So if I needed to, or I wanted to, I can go ahead and pipe in some cool water just to kind of take care of the hot oxygen that'll be produced by this electrolyzer. Otherwise, we're going to, if we pump this directly into the base, it will produce, it will generate heat. However, if we take a look at the heat that we have over here, since we're radiant cooling all of these tiles over there, it may not be a big deal. All right, there was a comment, I can't remember on which episode it was, but they were asking whether or not the Buddy Bud and its floral scents competes with the slime lung down here. And the answer is yes. So if you were to have floral scents around, it will compete with the slime lung and try to remove it from the air. You can't have 2 diseases in the same tile of the same gas, right? So once you have floral scents in the air, it pretty much will eliminate slime lung. Matter of fact, that gives me a good idea. I should really move that because I no longer have any slime lung I really have to worry about inside of here. So rather, I'll move it right there. Oh, I forgot to give these dupes their snazzy suits. There you go. So Leon, Vers Crimson, Biker Puppy, Kaya, all of you guys. Come up here, grab your snazzy suits. Bam! There you go. So yeah, you can kind of see how that worked down here with the floral scents down here. There was slime lung potentially in this area. Now we're pretty much pushing it away. Okay, now for the oxygen that's going to flow out of this thing. Since these are going to be flowing at 500 kilograms, I'm going to combine 2 of them together, just like this. So there we have, each one of those will be 1 kilogram of oxygen, and this one will be 500 grams. Now let's go ahead and dig up into this area. I'll need to be up here anyhow, so sorry Draco, you're gonna lose your home. That's alright. There's more of you out here. You can just meet up with your friends. I think they're all up top anyhow. Up here for whatever reason. Now, how to get the hydrogen out of here? Here's what I do. Just bring the hydrogen up. Oh, yeah. This is going to be fun. You're gonna like this one. Gas bridge. So then all of the hydrogen, boom, comes out right there. Nice. And as for the oxygen, here's what I can do. I'll just bring this one right down here, jump over there, and that one could do that sort of number. And then these two can merge together, and then these two will merge together. And now I've got a ton of oxygen flowing out of this thing. But it makes sense, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those potentially maxed out, or pretty close to it. It won't be completely maxed, but that equals the amount of electrolyzers I have. So that actually does make a decent amount of sense that there would be 5 of these on the way out. Perfect. Now, 120 watts. Ooh, how many watts do I have? Power's going to get a little bit interesting. Okay, 3,000 watts. That's everything I need to deal with there. So, yes, exactly. I should be able to do this number right here. That's 1, that's 2. And then the third one will just be these connected together. All right, how would this look if I put a big heavy watt joint plate right here? Now, would that be the end of the world? Or what if I put it right inside of here? I don't think that would be the end of the world. Let's try it. So if I can run heavy watt wires inside of here, ooh, just like that, I could take care of all of this. Nice and easy. And then, because everything is below 4,000 watts here, we're just running 3,000, I can use a large power transformer right here. Can't remember the last time I was able to use one of those. And then, use a heavy watt right there. Perfect. Now the decor in this place has got to be terrible. Ooh, look at that. Negative 621, it's getting worse. Minus 711. Wow, we're not even done yet. Come on, dupes, you gonna make this thing? No? There we go, heavy watt joint, perfect. All right, so if this thing's running as fast as it can run, then I could potentially generate more than 5 generators worth of hydrogen. Because if you take a look at a hydrogen generator, it consumes at 100 grams a second, and these things can produce at about 112. However, I doubt I'll ever really reach that. But just in case, I'm going to go ahead and throw a few more up there just to see what happens. There might be a situation where I am running it that fast. So, boom, so there you have it, 5 hydrogen generators. This thing's pretty big, isn't it? All right, now because I have so many generators and so much stuff that can draw down power, I want to have a decent amount of storage on hand. So that's where I'm going to use these batteries here. And I want to have a way to offload extra juice if I have too much. So to do that, I'm going to have 2 power transformers right there and a couple of smart batteries. Above that, I'll just top it off and we'll just build the rest of it like that. Boom. Now as far as the power goes, oh boy, more big heavy watts. And then I'll use a conductive wire on the backside of these 2 small power transformers here to get the juice out. Actually, it looks like if I move this just 1 tile, I can fit in another battery. Let's try that. Boom. 1, 2, perfect. Yes, I can do 3 right up there. So then I can run the wires right there, and then through a little bit of an automation, depending on where this battery is at, I can enable or disable the offload of power from the system. I can also, since this battery here is on the outward side of this transformer, I'll maintain a certain amount of buffer energy for all of these pumps and everything. So that'll be good. Somebody broke the 1% stress! Stinky! Congratulations! You're the first duplicant to ever experience stress in this base. Congratulations. Ooh, ear popping, that's why. That'll do it. Let's make sure I cover that up. Tell you what, there's probably a mountain of slime lung over here. Oh, okay, maybe not that much. Just kind of wanted to see what a buddy bud would do over here. The buddy bud's not winning against all of this slime lung. I think it needs a free tile or something. All right, come on, dupes. Sweep this stuff up, make it work. Okay, so now that I've got this hydrogen out right here, I gotta figure out what all I want to do with it. Okay, so now for how the hydrogen is going to flow through this. Well, I'm just going to flow it up past all of the different generators. I think that's probably a good way to go. But if I have extra, well, I'll kind of bring it up here because I'll put a tank up there. So I can put a gas reservoir right here, or I could just kind of put it like right there. So there we go. I'll just have a gas tank in line. That way I can build up a nice amount of hydrogen if it has nowhere else to go. So it'll be one nice continuous loop. And if that loop was to overflow, then I suppose I could always make an overflow and pipe it somewhere else. Like maybe into here, I don't know. Okay, as for the automation, I'm just gonna use a little not signal right there. We can set this to be like 30% or something like that, and then 95. So it'll charge up to 95 or so, and then kind of drain out the extra power. However, any power that we do generate will go down here to this smart battery in the first place. So now what's the decor like in here? Still negative 700. Nice. Real nice. Oh man, I got so many skills. Duplicants, what do you want to do? Merc, could your morale be any higher? Look at that, 30? What? All right, it looks like we finally got this thing built. There's a lot of stuff here. If you take a look at the wiring, yeah, look at all that. Take a look at the plumbing. Okay, I got a little bit of water in right there. That's the cooling loop right there. Gas pipes, check that out. And the decor is absolutely horrible. But luckily I put some doors on it, so it's all nice and contained. So now I need to get this thing up and running. So to do that, what I need to do is kind of seed it with a little bit of water so that it has some stuff to run right there. The other thing is, I think what would be a good idea to run a system like this is to make sure that I have a water sieve in line. So if I have one of these water sieves in line with this, I'm only ever going to get water out of it. I won't get polluted water. And the thing is, water can flow into a sieve and out of the sieve without being processed at all. It won't change in temperature, and it won't consume any of the filtration medium. So that's something to really keep in mind here. So if I do that, then I can pump, puddles of polluted water here and there or wherever, or I can just pump clean water. It doesn't really matter. It all will find its way into these electrolyzers to be converted into oxygen and hydrogen. And this really is the end of the line for any sort of water that I might have in the base that I just don't have a use for. So that could be all of this stuff down here, because again, this is just building up cycle after cycle, coming in from the bathroom, or the extra steam. This might be really hot, doesn't matter, we can get rid of that hot water. Okay, so one puddle I can get rid of is this one right down here. I have no real use for it, so I'll just go ahead and pipe that into here. There might be a little polluted water that comes in, but that won't be a big deal. And then I could let it flow right out over here. Perfect. Okay, now I need to get this thing up and running, so I need to pump in a little bit of power to it. I think this is where just good old hamster wheels can come into play. Interesting. So I have all of these pipes over here. I have nowhere to move all of this oxygen. So, that's what I'm going to do. Just to kind of get it up and running, we'll connect it like that. We'll run all of that to a high pressure gas vent. We'll just fill this area with lots of oxygen. Because I'm down here and I might as well just try this. Here's what I'm going to do. We'll get a little bit of water flowing through this. It won't do a whole lot for very long, but for a little while it'll produce some cool oxygen. If I plug it in. I don't know, we'll see. What I really want to use is an ice maker at some point. And then I can use that ice maker to circulate really, really cold water through here. So that way I can get nice cold water on, you know, nice cold oxygen out of this. If I could have your attention for just a moment here, I need to pay my food tax. There's a brand new bundle from Humble, and that is programming from Packet down here. This covers topics such as C#, C++, Python, and a few others that I've noticed as well down here. This bundle includes books and also a few video courses as well, like C# 8 and .NET Core 3.0. You can see here, this is about a 2.5 hour course to get you up and running here in C#. If any of this sounds interesting to you, there's a link in the description below. I'm partnered with Humble Bundle, so as long as you see that, any purchase of any of these packs here will go to help support myself and the channel, and a great charity as well. Once again, thank you guys so much for your support. Have a wonderful day, guys. Peace. Alright, so it looks like this loop here did eventually finally reach a vacuum, and then the natural gas flowed back across the Wheezewort. However, it also looks like the Wheezewort here is continuing to pull this back to a vacuum. And considering this thing's not going to be active for the next 31 cycles, it might actually be able to clear it. But I did see that it was down to milligrams down here. So maybe once you go under 1 gram or something, you just open this door for just a moment. Just to kind of let that pressure build up again so that you don't end up having this become a vacuum and having your Wheezewort stall out. Of course, I don't have that automation set up right now, so I suppose it is what it is right now. At its peak, it was over 50 kilograms in this area over here. And you can see the temperatures inside of there. It's continuing to go down and down, so we're down to 19 degrees inside of there, which is nice. Oh, these are gas valves. That's the wrong thing. Ah! Uh-oh. Those need to be gas shutoffs. Thank you. Ooh, and all the automation is totally wrong, too. Okay, these need to be connected there, just like so, and then that needs to be connected there. The electrolyzers can just run. And if I'm serious with you guys here, this power here should not go to these gas shutoff valves. Rather, that should be on its own small circuit. So just like this, and then somewhere off to the side I have a power transformer with a battery, and that essentially is the battery backup. And you know what? Looks like I could just use this one. Alright, dupes, let's get this done. A full colony effort just to build this electrolyzer system. Gives you some sort of idea of just how extra big this one is. There you go. Come on, dupes. Alright, so there we go. This is essentially a battery backup for all the gas shutoffs down here so that they're ready to go. If there's anything that needs to be swept up down here, make it a high priority. Boom, there we go. So now that is full of power so that these gas shutoffs always will function. And now I have all this stuff here. So if this is hydrogen, then it will operate the next valve in line. So there we go. Okay, so now all I need to do is connect the power. Here we go. And these things should be ready to run. There we go. Boom. Man, look at it funk. Oh my gosh, look at all this. Alright, so what's not working just yet? Okay, this one doesn't work because, I don't know, it should work. Oh, because it's all backed up. I will just disable a bunch of these. There you go. Not only that, I got some chlorine down there that needs to be cleared out, so yeah, we're just gonna have to keep pumping that until we get it nice and empty. This first one is just way too backed up. And it just has everything to do with this outlet being far too restricted to even filter the gas inside of here. Okay, so jumping this across right here, so close to that valve, is causing some major issues. So that plan there is not working. So I'll give it another option. So it can go, if it can't go that way, then it'll go that way. And if it can't go that way, then it'll go that way. Just so long as it doesn't end up backed up, we should be alright. No, that's not it. Gosh, I hate pipes. Okay, so if the gas flows out there, then it's white to white, and that jumps over there. Perfect. And if the gas flows out here, then it's white to white, which means they should stack on top of each other. So then I should be able to do the same thing here, just like this, and then there goes the second line. Alright, yes, there we go. Now I'm only getting, oh, darn it, where'd that, oh, what backed up? Oh, because of this. Ah! I don't have enough place to put all this oxygen. Alright, so here we go. This thing's up and running. Let's see what happens now. I I don't really want those to run. So I'll try to disable all of these 3 pumps in the middle here, because I just don't have any, I don't have anywhere for them to go. I don't have enough plastic at the moment to do the high pressure gas vents, and I just have no place for the oxygen to be used. So the electrolyzers are up and running now. You can see that we've got oxygen flowing out over here, and then filtered hydrogen flowing up over there. And that's just those 2 pumps, but there we go. I'll add in one more right there. All right, so there we go. Now we have another pump running. And then that doesn't want to stack because it doesn't have the right gas in there, does it? All right, there we go. Now it's working just as intended. However, what's the temperatures that we have over there? Ooh, it's pretty hot. So now let's see if I can enable this one here just to see if the cooling is going to work. I'm just going to pump a little bit of cool water through here. What I should see is that the gas that's flowing out of here, rather than being like 50 degrees Celsius, should be closer to like 20. And let's take a look at the temperature of the gas. The gas is still 50. Ooh, now it's dropping down. Now it's down to 45, down to, I saw 30 there for a moment. Yeah, you can see how that's cooling things down. I may want to put in some temperature shift plates back there just to kind of make that function a little bit better. But this cooling loop here will have to be connected to something like an ice machine, which will probably be set up over here on the left. And I'm also going to have to figure out where else to pump all of this oxygen now that I have a ton of it. Because just pumping it out right here, well, that's not going to last forever. Not to mention, I'm going to build up so much pressure that the dupes are going to become stressed. So there's a bit more work to do with this thing, but it's up and running now and it's self-powering, so that's good. And the extra power, even though it's not connected to much of anything just yet, that can then be dumped into the rest of the base. But for now, I think that's just going to have to do it for me today. There's a lot more work to be done on this massive electrolyzer system, but you know what? At least I have a method to create a lot more oxygen. So thanks for watching. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this episode here of Oxygen Not Included. If this looks like the channel for you, maybe consider hitting that subscribe button. Stay awesome, guys. Peace. Brothgar out.